October 25th, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3.
My butterflies have butterflies in their stomach.
So, what's it like to have your very own case for the first time?
My heart hasn't raced this fast since I ran that full marathon last year.
If it keeps up, you might get a lawyer's high. You know, like a runner's high. Relax, everyone's nervous their first time. So my fears weren't unfounded. After all, today's prosecutor is so terribly brutal and willing to use any means necessary to win a conviction.
There's at the end justifies the means concept again.
Now that it has come to this, we have no choice but to fight fire with fire. The end justifies the means.
I wish he stopped saying that. That's your method, Professor. I'm going to defend Juniper in my own way.
But Miss Sykes, just yesterday you told me. As a lawyer, what is it that you treasure beyond all else?
That's an easy one, Professor. Seeking justice for my clients.
But if this trial proceeds in the same manner and ends in the same way as the mock trial, would you not lose everything you've worked so hard to gain?
Well, I'll just have to make sure that doesn't happen then, won't I?
My, but aren't you a stubborn one? Well, I suppose you will have to learn of your own efficacy the hard way. Forgive me, Professor Means, but can we just leave it at that? Oh dear, please forgive me. It's just I wish to protect Juniper by any means I can.
I do too, but...
Now, if you would excuse me.
Thanks to him, I'm feeling even more pressure than before.
Don't let it get to you, Athena. And don't forget to keep smiling.
I'll be fine. And I haven't forgotten what Mr. Wright said. The worst of times are when the lawyers have to force their biggest smiles.
The trial is about to begin. I'll show you to the courtroom if you please. Apollo, I'm counting on you to support Athena this time. Okay, Mr. Wright, leave it to me.
That's right. I have Apollo to back me up. Junie's fate rests in my hands. I won't rest until she walks free.
October 25th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. All rise. Court is now in session for the trial of Juniper Woods.
Athena Sykes, defense team leader's ready, Your Honor.
That didn't sound very confident. You sure you're okay?
I'll be fine.
Your boldness. I know. As usual, you want me to deliver the opening statement. This case is crystal clear. I see no need to explicate it any further. Now, summon the witness. Is there something the matter? Please do share your boldness. Whatever gave you that idea? Bailiff, please call our first witness.
And now we don't even get an opening statement. Detective Fulbright. He and Professor Blacquill have become quite the team.
Oh, right, the case brief. Leave it to me. Yes, let the detective in charge, everyone's favorite friend of justice, explain.
What was that just now? It's like he and Blacquill are totally in sync. Well, I don't think they're capable of mind melding if that's what you're thinking.
All right, Detective Fulbright, would you please explain the case to the court? Professor Court's body was discovered on October 24th at approximately 2:30 p.m. She was murdered with this all I have here. The victim's blood and the defendant's prints were both discovered on it. All has been added to the court record. Court's autopsy report added to the court record. What is with Blacquill? Wow, that bird can deliver evidence too? Blacquill has trained him well.
Maybe Blacquill should train him not to mess up people's hair while he's at it.
Moving right along, The body was discovered on the outdoor stage, although no blood was found there. However, we detected traces of a massive amount of blood in the third-floor art room. In short, the murder took place in the art room. So then the body had been moved from the art room to the stage? Precisely. And there is one more piece of irrefutable evidence. A recording made by a tape recorder that a school paper reporter hid in their art room. It captured a female voice screaming, "You're a goner." What's this? You have such a recording?
Must be from that tape recorder Myriam mentioned. But why is this the first we've heard of a death threat at the moment of the murder?
Shh! Silence, please! I would like to play the tape for you now.
You're a goner!
It is quite odd to hear.
But the voice does sound female. Tape recorder added to the court record.
The noise and low volume of the voice have made voice print analysis all but impossible. Then you haven't identified the voice as belonging to the defendant? Not so fast. After all, voice print analysis isn't everything. The victim was killed at night, then discovered in the afternoon the next day. The question is, when was the body moved?
Oh, I know. It could have been moved in the middle of the night when no one was around.
Sorry, but no. The campus was full of students that morning. However, no one reported seeing a body. That means the body was moved sometime before the mock trial when all the students and faculty were gathered in the lecture hall and the rest of the campus was empty. It was during this time Hugh O'Connor, one of the mock trial participants, found the body.
So the prosecution heard about Hugh seeing the body.
Wait one moment. If all of the students and faculty were gathered in the lecture hall, then there wouldn't have been anyone who could have moved the body. Have no fear, for there is always an exception. An exception? The 3 mock trial participants were standing by in an individual dressing rooms. They were the only ones who had free access to the deserted campus before the mock trial. What? Then that would mean... What would that mean? Those 3 students were the only one who could have moved the body. In justice we trust.
I don't like where this is headed, Athena. Me neither.
And by those 3, I mean Hugo Connor, Robin Newman, and Juniper Woods.
I knew it. Please, Detective Fulbright, don't say what I think you're about to say.
In justice we trust. I take it everyone understands now. The voice believed to be that of the murderer was female, and out of the 3 people who could have moved the body, just 1 is a girl. That leaves the defendant, Juniper Woods, as the only possibility. No!
Impressive. He has you on the ropes even before any cross-examinations. You could at least pretend to be upset for me.
A splendid job, Fulbright. That could not be any clearer. Feel free to anticipate a salary raise next month. I don't do this for the money. It's all about justice. In justice we trust. Not only a half-witted, but a perennial stick in the mud you are.
I guess neither the carrot nor the stick works on Detective Fulbright.
Now, bailiff, please bring our next witness to the stand. So, our first witness is a cardboard box? Jack!
Stealth mode deactivated.
Oh my, the box has hands.
Smile, Your Honor.
What the dickens? I just had my picture taken.
Myriam Scuttlebutt, senior at the Legal Academy. I'm a reporter on the judge course. Juniper's been a bad girl. I'll tell you all about her crimes.
Might I ask whether you could come out of that box?
How will I get any more scoops if I blow my cover? So the answer is no. After all, covert action is an undercover reporter's bread and butter.
But testimony from a faceless witness is highly irregular. A former ninja I met in the clink said that exposing those who work in the shadows is to pass the death sentence upon them. Oh my, I had never thought of it that way. Very well, if it would spare a life, I'll make a special exception this time.
A former ninja in prison? Holy shit, though! How can the judge believe this load of crock?
Now, your testimony, please. Oh, but take care not to reveal your face.
Witness testimony. The similarity of the case and the script. The murder happened exactly like Juniper's mock trial script. Up until the trial began, only Professor Court and Juniper knew the script's content. But Professor Court's sudden decision not to use the script sparked Juniper's murderous rage. Juniper has to be the killer. She has a motive, and the murder is just like her script.
The murder is just like her script? Could such a thing be true?
Compare her script with the murder case and crime scene photos, then you'll see.
This is so simple even an ape posing as a decrepit old judge could understand. Only the victim and the defendant were privy to the script. Ergo, the defendant is the killer. Furthermore, in the art room where the crime supposedly occurred, the witness's script, along with an envelope on which "Use" was written, was found. This proves that the accused's script had been rejected the day before the mock trial. She pressed the victim to use her script. An argument ensued, and then the fatal stabbing.
That makes perfect sense. What now?
Prosecutor Blackquill has all his ducks lined up in a row. He's really on a roll now.
He's like a pit bull once it sinks its teeth into you. How dare she? My script had it all. A bum rap and phony evidence. Grudges and betrayals.
I trust the defense is ready to cross-examine the witness.
No problem. I mean, yes, I'm ready. I think. Time to find a hole in her testimony and unbox the truth. I've seen it done over and over. I know I can do this.
If only you're right, Athena. Sadly, we must press everything, for the sake of things.
The murder happened exactly like Juniper mock trial script. There must be places where the script and this case diverge. Don't sweat the details. That kind of stress will give you wrinkles. Objection! I'm not worried. My skin is as fair as silk.
Objection! Indeed, you are quite fair. Fairly desperate.
Objection! What did you just say? Blackwing really turned that one around on you. Whose side are you on? Hurry up and think of a clever comeback.
Whoa, easy there, Athena. Now you listen to me. The two cases do indeed have their differences. For one, the stage hadn't yet been erected in the mock trial script. And in the actual case, there were signs indicating the victim's wrists had been bound. But such differences pale in comparison to the host of similarities. In any event, replicating the crime without knowledge of the script is an impossibility.
Looks like I won't be passing this off as a coincidence. What a total burn! Try again, why don't you, Pawn of Woods? Up until the mock trial began, only Prosecutor Court and Juniper knew the script's content. Somebody could have stolen a peek beforehand. I don't think so. I mean, I tried any number of times. Shame on you, Myriam. But that crafty she-devil Juniper has eyes in the back of her head. What chance does your average person have if an undercover reporter like me failed? Interesting point. Still, Miss Scuttlebutt, won't you get in trouble later for admitting to such underhanded tactics? Why you? I plead entrapment! How is you blurting out your own crime entrapment? Chop, chop! But you haven't scooped me yet. They were all set to use Juniper's script. But Professor Court's sudden decision not to use the script sparked Juniper's murderous rage. How do you know that Professor Court wasn't going to use her script?
There in the art room where the heinous crime took place, an envelope marked "Use" and Myriam Scuttlebutt's script were found. Evidently, the script that was going to be used belonged to the girl in the box over there.
It's only natural that my script would be accepted and hers rejected. I introduced all sorts of brand new concepts, including bribery and fake evidence. It was a cutting-edge script portraying a courtroom battle in the dark age of the law. I can't help but feel Professor Court went out of her way not to use it. But Juniper, She used some devious, underhanded tactics to get her script chosen. That's why her script and not my masterpiece was used in the mock trial. How's that for an explanation? Juniper has to be the killer. She has a motive, and the murder is just like her script. Anyone who saw the mock trial could have recreated the crime. After they saw the mock trial, they could have easily staged the body just like the script.
Objection!
Where is the trial which pits Hawk against Canary?
Objection!
What did you just say?
If he's so weary, he should try less. I bet that saves some energy.
This is no time for jokes, Apollo. He just called me a canary. Don't let him get to you. And these canaries pick up on things quickly just like you.
I shan't repeat myself, so listen carefully, Sykes dog. Hugo Connor discovered the body before the mock trial even began. How could one stage the body as it is in the script before anyone knew its contents?
Yeah, that's right.
Do you even fathom the intricacies that go into staging a crime scene? No, I think not. You have the rudimentary mind of an elementary school child.
Elementary school? Reporter's testimony throws attorney Athena Sykes for a loop. The perfect caption.
How marvelous. A photo in the newspaper is just a thing to boost your brand.
In a school paper? Seriously?
I believe you pressed the witness more than enough, Miss Sykes. Now do you see how clear-cut my case is? Take it now, and in that fair desperate mind of yours, etch it deep so you may never forget.
No! No! Even my arguments get thrown back in my face. It wasn't supposed to be like this. What am I going to do?
Athena, you should just about have all the answers you've been looking for now.
Huh?
Think about it this way. If the killer knew the details of the mock trial, would they really commit the crime in the exact same way?
I don't follow.
Try to place yourself in the killer's shoes. I bet you'll discover an inconsistency if you do.
Ah, I get it. Thanks, Apollo. Miss Scuttlebutt, just so we're clear, you're claiming that the killer intentionally made the crime scene look just as it was in the script, and that it is beyond the shadow of a doubt not a coincidence. Is that correct? No, duh. After all, it's just more evidence of Juniper's evil she-devil ways.
Objection!
What'd I say? What'd I say? Our client made the crime scene look just like the script. Something known only to her. That would be not just foolhardy, but completely irrational. What do you mean?
Yes, Miss Sykes. Please tell this court what you mean by irrational.
It wouldn't make any sense for Junie to mimic her own script on purpose. It wouldn't make any sense for Junie to mimic her own script on purpose because it would make her the culprit. The murder scene was the same as was in the mock trial script. That in and of itself is irrational. Check. What's wrong with them being the same?
Yes, Miss Sykes. Care to explain what you mean?
Okay, let's say for argument's sake that Miss Woods is the killer. If so, then what reason would she have to intentionally make the actual murder mimic her own script? That's easy. She was admitting that she was the... That's right. If she had really done that, it would have been like proclaiming to the world that she was the killer. So what we actually have here is evidence of someone trying to frame our client. The body was found the day of the mock trial. In short, the day the details were revealed. So it would be completely inconceivable for the murder to go exactly like the script. Don't let it go to your head just yet!
Objection!
It would seem Justice Donald's comrade in arms has finally drawn her sword. However, the blade is dull and it shall remain so until you master its use.
Enough with the stupid sword metaphors already!
There is a perfectly good reason for the inconsistency of which you speak.
Reason? What reason?
Must I spell out everything? You are what people today call high maintenance. The accused had intended to stop the mock trial, and in that event, nary a soul would have been the wiser of the similarities of the case and script.
Objection!
No! The mock trial was only stopped after the body was accidentally discovered.
Objection!
Our witness here had also discovered the body. In fact, she was led to our dearly departed professor by the accused herself.
What? Miss Scuttlebutt saw the body too?
Precisely. And with the discovery of the body, the mock trial ought to have been canceled.
Wait, so you didn't call the police? Nope, I kept it secret for my big scoop. You can't do that!
I made her pay long and hard penance for her sin. Did I not, my little box top?
Check. Compared to the work of a war correspondent, the sheer terror that was... Ah!
Jeez, I wonder what the Twisted Samurai did to her.
Block off all the holes in her box? And spin her like a top while Detective Fulbright cackled in the light?
That sounds more nauseating than scary. Enough jabbering. Witness, continue your testimony.
Sure, Mr. Samurai. I'm ready to finish off that she-devil. Witness testimony. What Scuttlebutt saw. I snuck into Juniper's dressing room while everyone was in the lecture hall. Juniper had changed into her stage costume. I asked her, "What are you doing?" When suddenly she fled into the hallway as if she wanted me to follow her. I followed her all the way to Professor Court's body. She led me right to it. I'm positive it was Juniper because she was wearing the costume the shit made.
Hold it!
Wait a sec. Why did you withhold such key testimony? Jock! What's that supposed to mean?
Athena, you haven't even started your cross-examination.
I know, but her testimony points to her as being a potential suspect.
Well, I don't think Professor Blackquill is.
No way, I bet he's already thought of that. The witness left the lecture hall to sneak into Miss Rooms' room before the mock trial. That means she, too, could have moved the victim's body. Check! The prosecution's claim no longer has any ground to stand on. Help!
Now, no need to ruffle your own feathers so. When you squeak like a little brat, it agitates Taka. You want him to peck your eyes out?
No thanks.
You listen here. The witness has a perfectly good alibi.
Oh yeah, I do. Around the estimated time of death. I was at undercover reporter class. It's right near my home. Undercover reporter class?
The proverbial rug has been pulled from under you. The witness could not be the killer. The defense must look before leaping, or at least make sure the rug's secure to the floor.
I try to warn you. Ooh.
Well, there ends the cross-examination. Let's allow the witness to step down.
Huh? No, wait a minute!
The defense has no right to cross-examine the witness after that little spectacle. For whatever a man is sowing, this he will also reap.
Ugh, why can't he say, "You reap what you sow"?
Very well. If the cross-examination's over, I suppose the witness may go home. Perhaps spend some time in her lovely box and recover from today's stressful events.
Don't you worry about me, Your Honor. There's no rest for the wicked, or journalists either. My third eye's always eyeing a scoop.
She's always eyeing a scoop?
Well, back to the trenches. Bye-bye.
Hold it!
Not so fast, Miss Scuttlebutt.
Apollo!
There's just one thing I'd like to ask. Did you take a picture of the victim's body? And if not, why not?
No, I didn't take one.
Well, that's strange. Why wouldn't you take a picture if you're always eyeing a scoop?
Check!
Did you or didn't you really see the victim's body?
Check! It's not like I actually saw it, but...
What the devil? Did you hear that, Your Honor? The witness didn't actually see the body. That completely overturns the prosecution's claim that the witness was led to it. Justice, Stoner. You dare bear steel at me again?
Nice try, Boy Wonder. So what if I didn't see the body? The fact remains that Juniper led me there. Feast your eyes on this.
What exactly am I looking at here?
It's a crucial moment forever frozen in time by my third eye. A photo clearly showing Juniper Woods. Jack!
Why did you not tell me of this?
It's a shocking scoop I was saving for just the right moment. And that would be now, right here in court. Surprise! Jack! What'd I do? All journalists keep their scoop secret until the right moment.
She's pretty brave hiding it from Blackwing like that.
Or pretty stupid. Well, this is an unexpected turn.
Athena, about this picture. See how it only shows the back of the subject? So then, right. Who knows whether this photo shows Juniper in the first place?
Objection!
A completely irrelevant point. What is relevant here is there was someone who did try to lead the witness to the body. Take a gander at this, the route by which the accused escaped. The witness pursued the accused this way after she fled the dressing room. The accused descended to the first floor and exited to the quad. Then what, Carton Cretin?
Then I tripped and fell. Caught my knee on my own box.
She stayed under her box even while running after someone? Sounds difficult. Recall that the body was already there for Hugh O'Connor had already seen it. She was trying to show someone the body because she wanted to stop the mock trial.
Hold it!
But if the facts have changed, that's all the more reason to cross-examine the witness. The defense has a point there. Very well, you may proceed with your cross-examination. It seems Justice Dono has saved your pretty little hide, Missy. For now, at least.
Phew, guess I pulled that off somehow. Thanks, Apollo. You're a lifesaver.
Incidentally, my compliments to the witness for her very fine box.
It's primo cardboard, lovingly selected from among many... Jack!
Tell another lie, or hide another fact from me. And I shall put it to the torch.
Jack! Please, anything but that!
I think it would be more eco-friendly to recycle it, but that's just me. All right, Miss Sykes, you may cross-examine the witness. That's a lot to take in, and I know this is gonna get even longer, believe me.
I snuck into Juniper's dressing room while everyone was in the lecture hall. Juniper had changed into her stage costume. I asked her, "What are you doing?" When suddenly she fled into the hallway, and she wanted me to follow her. I followed her all the way to Professor Court's body. She led me right to it. I'm positive it was Juniper because she was wearing the costume that she had made.
Is that right? Well, I'm about to prove you wrong.
Objection!
Miss Scuttlebutt's sole basis for identifying our client as the figure in this photo is the fact that it shows someone in Miss Woods' stage costume. Well, it is Juniper's costume, so that must be Juniper in it. It's clear cut. No, that's where you're completely mistaken. What? This is a design drawing of our client's stage costume.
Oh my, what a wonderful creation. The constellations are extraordinary.
I'm glad you noticed because those stars are precisely what's important here. In the drawing, there are constellations all over the outside of the costume. But there's not a single star on the costume in this photo.
Oh, then that means, what exactly?
Your Honor, there were no other blue costumes at the scene, which leads me to believe that the figure in the photo was wearing our client's costume inside out.
But why would Miss Woods make a mistake like that?
Well, it's not really a matter of why. But rather, who made the mistake of putting it on inside out? Jack! Wait, you're not suggesting... That's right. I'm glad you're catching on. The costume designer wouldn't put her own costume on inside out. Sorry, Miss Scuttlebutt, but doesn't believing you have a scoop when you really didn't make you as a failure as a reporter. Doesn't believing you had a scoop when you really didn't make you a failure as a reporter. Failure as a reporter? Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Ah! Huh?
So that's what she looks like.
Why, hello, Miss Scuttlebutt. So nice to meet the woman behind the box.
And maybe had her laptop be wrecked.
Check, 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 check. You didn't see nothing.
Objection!
Now I would have you stop right there, Sykes-Dono. For it is the why of the matter upon which I would have this court focus.
What do you mean?
Miss Juniper Woods,
Yes?
what were you doing on the morning of the mock trial?
I was in my dressing room, painting my costume in fluorescent paint. Fluorescent paint? My design drawing shows twinkling stars on the costume. I was going to make the costume shimmer like that by painting the inside fluorescent.
What was that again? Fluoride? Did your costume have cavities?
Not fluoride, fluorescent, as in glowing. The paint would have made it glow in the dark.
Yes, so you applied that to the inside of the costume. And then?
I let it dry for a while because I heard it takes a long time. So I put the costume on my mannequin inside out. Inside out? So then...
This is a photograph of the inside-out costume taken in the dark. As you can see, there is a heavy layer of paint over the entire inside surface. If someone were to properly don this costume in this state, the wet paint would get all over their body. Why, yes, I believe it would. Indeed, Arion's costume was worn the way it was, not by anyone's mistake. But because this was the way it was on the mannequin, inside out.
Yeah!
Glowing costume photo added to the court record.
Figures he would have a photo. Did we just fall into his trap?
Yeah, I bet Blackwell had it all planned out. Still, I think you should give this photo a nice long look.
Oh, please tell me you found something that doesn't add up.
Check out the chest area. It kind of looks like handprints to me.
Hey, you're right. But Junie would know better than to touch it while the paint was still wet.
Objection!
I believe the term to describe your thought process is wishful thinking. After all, if master painters make mistakes, why not rank amateurs such as the accused?
Objection!
So basically, you're saying my claim requires evidence to back it up.
Evidence? That shouldn't be a problem, right? After all, you've come this far.
Just because I've come this far doesn't mean I've thought everything through, though.
What? You mean you've just been bluffing?
What did you expect me to do? I'm sick of losing to this guy. But you're right. There's only one thing left to do at this point. And that's to present some evidence. Pronto!
A showdown, is it? I gladly accept.
The fluorescent paint must have stuck to the hands of whoever touched the costume, and that paint should glow in dark places, so I just need to carefully check every last piece of evidence. This piece of evidence shows who touched the costume.
Themist Herald Extra.
Take that!
A school newspaper? Interesting.
Take a look at the photo where the lights are dim and the spotlight is on Miss Woods. Observe Mr. Newman's hands in that photo as he stands at the prosecutor's bench. As you can see, it's glowing, just like Miss Woods' fluorescent paint.
It is glowing. Quite brightly, I might add.
But why would he put fluorescent paint on his hands for the mock trial, you may ask? The answer is he wouldn't. Not on purpose. It got there when he put the costume on.
That means... What again?
It means the figure photographed in the costume was not our client, Juniper Woods. It was her classmate, Robin Newman.
What? To think you were actually able to prove that.
Well, you never know what's going to happen next. That's the thrill of the courtroom.
So then... Does that mean that Robin is our man?
Well, that's certainly how it looks.
Very well. Robin Newman it is. He is here in the gallery, I trust. Show yourself. I challenge you to a duel. What is this, Duel Monsters? Blackwell doesn't even have a deck. Even if he did, he would run 6 samurai. Will the witness please state his name and occupation?
I'm Robin Newman! I want to become a great artist. I practice day and night. Yeah! No! That's not it! Oh, it's gotta be sincere, man!
So for occupation, should we put down budding artist?
No! Feminist Legal Academy, Senior, Prosecutor course! The brace is proof of my masculinity. I've been trained to be a prosecutor for 18 years.
Ahem. I assume you'll be cleaning up the pottery you smashed before you leave today.
Ah! Aw, man! Ah! Ah!
It seems the witness has finally settled down.
I guess nothing phases the judge after all these years.
You may proceed with your testimony, Mr. Newman. Specifically, the court wishes to hear why you had fluorescent paint on your hand.